So, I'm facing the wrong way. Hi. So, I'm not dead. And the last time I did a video was a couple weeks ago, I believe. But it's October, so you know what we're doing. We're carving pumpkins, which I think is just the perfect thing. Obviously. I'm sorry, this is like a bad part of the pumpkin. I actually drew the outline of what I want to carve into it there, but I'm currently trying to get the top off. And I'm using this knife. I switched from using this one because this blade gets really stuck in the pumpkin, and I find that this, since it's smaller, in like everything, smaller width-wise and length, that it's easier to use and like get in and out. I wish there was like a place I could put this that you could see in all my fantastic work. Okay, let me fix up something real quick. See if this works. Okay, that might work. Hey. Oh, yeah. I mean, as much as I like light, might need to shut that a bit. Yeah, that's better. So, this is just like kind of gonna be a chill stream today. I'm just carving pumpkins. Oh, and if you're wondering what the thing I put on here is, it's like a witch foot with a boot and a stocking. That's what the stripes are. The witch's stocking. And then this is the boot, and then there's a cat like peeking out behind. I found the design on Google. And I think it was a design from Pinterest, which I liked it. I liked the idea. And I also love cats, so there's that. Ooh, I think the top might be willing to come off now. Fantastic. I also might want to turn on the light above the table. Is that better? I think that might be slightly better. Maybe, possibly. So here we go. The top is ready to come off, folks. Oh, yeah. Nice. And got a lot of guts along with that. See that? It smells interesting, as it always does when you cut open a pumpkin. But also, well, maybe you don't want to ruin the little setup I have. Look at that. Got a nice start here. I'm gonna go grab a plate and put this on it. So here we go. I'm going to try to carve this, okay? So I know the basics of what I want to do. I'm gonna carve these parts out, these 3 stripes that I drew. And then I'm gonna cut out this bit here and then cut into the cat. That sounds weird. And then do a little bit of the boot here and then kind of like not fully cut out these lines here on the side. But I'm going to like stab into them and kind of wiggle the knife around until it's like you can see light through it, you know? But this pumpkin's actually pretty good for a thing. I don't know what I was even going to say there. I think it's going to be pretty good for like hollowing out, not hollowing out, but like, you know, removing the seeds from, because there is a lot of room in here, and I don't think there's tons of seeds. And I'm also like really nervous to be like cutting out this design because I'm not the best at drawing. So this doesn't look fantastic. But hopefully cut out it might look better. Fingers crossed. So, are you guys gonna do this for Halloween? Is anyone out there planning on carving a pumpkin? I would be interested to know, because obviously that's what I'm doing right now. And yes, I'm wearing a Panic at the Disco shirt. I'm sorry. I don't know why I apologized, but I am sorry. If you don't enjoy that band and you're just like, ugh, why? Okay. Ugh. Nice. So I'm not sure. I think we're gonna put those little fake electrical candles that don't actually like have flame, because you don't have to maintain them. So that feels like the best thing to do at this stage. Should I? Ooh, I have an interesting idea. I feel like maybe I should be reading out some like scary, like typical like scary story, like the hook hand in the car kind of story. You know what I'm talking about? Like that classic horror story that people tell around the fire all the time. I feel like I should have like a laptop open and just be like reciting one of those as I carve this pumpkin. And maybe it could be a story about witches, because that's the design I'm carving into this. Though I actually don't find witches as scary. Like, I don't find them scary. I just find them really cool and interesting, if I'm being honest. Also, I don't know if anyone does this, but I've created a Halloween watch list for myself, like a bunch of movies I'm gonna watch. And this Halloween I watched Mother. I don't know if anyone's seen that movie. Well, obviously a lot of people have, I think. But I wasn't in the know really. I mean, I knew it was a movie, but I saw a trailer and it looked boring, so it was like I'm like, I'm done with Jennifer Lawrence movies. Not to diss her, but Jennifer Lawrence is either good or nah, you know what I'm saying? And her movies are pretty much along the same line. Like they're either good or they're meh, or they're kind of in between, in which that's what I think Mother was for me. I really enjoyed the fact that they didn't have like that typical horror thriller movie like blam music happening every 5 seconds when there's like something crazy going on. I appreciated that, and the fact that there was no music, I think, except for that one scene where, well, kind of spoilers maybe, where there was like a party going on. That's in, I had a narrative reason for there to be music going on during that. So there was literally no music in this movie other than the music that was narratively supposed to be there, which is like I've never watched a movie like that. And I know this isn't what the director was going for, at least I don't think it's what he was going for, but the movie seemed to me like it knew my nightmares, if that makes any sense. Because I've had a lot of nightmares of like never ending, like going to the same door and ending up in the same room, stuff like that, and like crazy things like you walk through one door and then you're like in a crazy situation, you know what I mean? So you're like starting a familiar place like your house, and it just gets crazier and crazier like the movie. And I felt like the director knew my nightmares in some fashion, because like that's pretty much a lot of what my nightmares are. Like the recent nightmare I had is kind of like an X-Files type nightmare, probably because I've been watching a lot of it and like rewatching it until I get up to the point where I wasn't able to finish because Netflix took it off before I could finish it. Thanks, Netflix. Anyway, it was a nightmare like that, and like about aliens taking over Earth. And it took place in a classroom, but the classroom was actually my room and my house. So like the school was my house and the classroom was my room, and it was so weird. Like a bunch of crap went on. And I think there was a part where I was in like a Walmart or something. It was a very familiar, we usually, ugh. It's like a lot of what my dreams are. Crazy stuff going down in like familiar places. But I'm pretty sure the director actually was going for the angle that it was a commentary on religion, which, I mean, fair enough, but it's a very negative view on religion. And not that I'm religious, but like I feel like you shouldn't put people down for their religion, I guess. But I think it's more of a commentary on the kind of like extreme people in part of who are part of religions. Ooh, got the first part done. And whoosh. I think I'm gonna go like right now. Continue this later. And have a good day, guys. See ya. Woo.